When lodging a workers' compensation claim, it's very easy to make mistakes that could cost you dearly. And so I want to run through 3 things that you need to do when claiming workers' compensation, which should provide you with some much needed guidance. For so many Australians, claiming workers' compensation isn't a choice, but rather a necessity in order to receive the treatment and financial assistance they need to get their lives back on track. In my 15 years working in personal injury law, I've unfortunately heard so many stories where injured workers who have attempted to navigate the system on their own made mistakes that saw them miss out on treatment and compensation they were entitled to. To help you avoid this, I've compiled a list of what you need to do if you're claiming workers' compensation in New South Wales. Firstly, get a head-to-toe medical assessment. When you're injured in a work accident, it's very common for your treating doctor to overlook secondary injuries that could develop into serious injuries because you're not speaking up or the doctor is too preoccupied treating the main injuries at the time of the accident. Not picking up and reporting all your injuries could see you miss out on compensation and treatment that you're entitled to, which is why it's important to request a head-to-toe assessment from your doctor after a work injury. Secondly, talk to a specialist workers' compensation lawyer. For me, this is the most important because there's so much crucial information that the insurer won't tell you. And quite often you can only obtain this information by speaking to an experienced workers' compensation expert, even if it's only for free advice. For example, the right to choose your own rehabilitation provider. In what circumstances you're able to change doctors if you want. Whether you are entitled to claim for domestic assistance. The availability to claim for your travel expenses. And more significantly, if you have any rights to compensation against any other party, such as a public liability insurer. Finally, find out if you can claim a lump sum for permanent impairment and/or damages. Lump sum payouts can run into hundreds of thousands of dollars in compensation, which can be critical to helping you and your family get things back on track after a work accident. In order to determine whether you're eligible, you need a doctor to measure the permanent damage the accident has caused you using a scale known as whole person impairment. If you've been assessed as sustaining at least 15% permanent damage and your injury occurred because your employer was negligent, you'll be entitled to claim lump sum compensation. So if you're navigating the workers' compensation system, be sure to inquire about your eligibility to make a lump sum claim. Hopefully, this information has been helpful to you. But if you're still unsure about workers' compensation or need help with your claim, call Law Partners and have a confidential conversation with one of our specialist workers' compensation lawyers today.